Hi guys, it's Jessica, and today I am going to be filming a video that I've been thinking about filming for a while. I kept trying to film other things this week and I ultimately just realized that this was the first video that I needed to post this year. Today I am going to be talking about the things that I learned in 2017. This video feels really important for me to film because while 2017 was one of the most stressful, hectic years of my life, it's also somehow been one of the most beautiful and formative years yet. I just learned so much throughout it all, and I think it's really nice to, sort of reflect on that so that I can take those lessons into 2018 and really make it an amazing year, and also in hopes that the stuff that I talk about today can help some of you guys. I want my channel to be a space where I show you guys that I'm not perfect. No one is perfect, even though it often can seem that way on social media. I just want to have a heart-to-heart with you guys. Maybe you'll relate to some of it. I hope it can help you guys. Let's just get into it. Here are the things that I learned in 2017. You are not invincible and you need sleep. In high school, I simply did not sleep enough. I had a lot of work and I thought that if I worked on it late into the night, that would somehow get me ahead. It got me so behind. My RA told us during finals week that you can't pour from an empty cup. You need sleep, and even if it seems in the moment like you're not gonna get this certain thing done or you're not gonna get as ahead, in the long run, you will be ahead and you will feel so much better. It seems like such a basic thing, but in the hustle and bustle of school, college, whatever, it's something that can often be so neglected. In a similar vein, self-care is vital. Self-care, I think, can take different forms depending on what you need in that moment. Whether it means sleeping in even when you have a ton of work to do, or skipping a reading to hang out with friends, or skipping the hangout to finish this reading so that you feel prepared for the next day. It is so important to pay attention to what you need and to give yourself that. Really, self-care just goes back to not being able to pour from an empty cup. If you don't have what you need, you won't be able to perform in all the different ways that you have to. You are a perfectionist, and while it can be one of your best qualities, it can also be something that really holds you back. This year, I recognize that my perfectionism will really cause me to tend to never feel like I'm quite ready to move on to the next step because I'm so focused on making this one aspect of the process perfect. I'm a musician, and whether that's I don't feel ready to perform something yet, or in school I don't feel ready to move from the outlining phase to actually writing the paper, it just really tends to stunt my growth. And it really wasn't until this year that I realized that, and I'm really glad that I did. And I've sort of found two ways to deal with it. The first is to remind myself that I am capable of the task at hand even when it feels like I'm not. I am capable of doing the performance of writing the paper. I have enough quotes, I have enough evidence to just start. In a similar vein, the next thing is to push myself forward even when it feels uncomfortable, because like I said before, 9 times out of 10 I actually am capable of moving to the next step even if I don't feel like I am. And even if I wasn't ready and I mess up, at least I'll learn what not to do next time. At least I'll learn something rather than being stuck in the same place. And kind of branching off on that, sometimes messing up is the best way to learn. So I just tripped on my tripod when I was walking back to my camera, so the placement of things might have gotten a little messed up, but working against the perfectionism here, I'm just gonna continue filming this. Anyways, so I was talking about how sometimes the best way to learn is by messing up. Sometimes, and honestly most times, it takes writing that bad first draft of a paper before you actually learn what you need to do to make the paper amazing. I think it's just a fact of life, and it's kind of hard and it's uncomfortable, but it's true. The next thing I've learned this year is that it is okay to skip a reading, and honestly it's okay to do badly on an assignment. In high school, I was that girl who never skipped the reading, who was terrified of getting a bad grade. In college, I skipped a few readings and I did badly on one of my papers, and I still caught up. I still did fine in the classes. It's okay to not always prioritize school, even though it's something that's really important to me and something that I value value striving to do well in. It's okay to not always feel 100% in what I'm doing in school. And it doesn't mean that I'm gonna be like unsuccessful in the class or in life. It's literally just human. The next thing that I've learned this year is to cherish your relationships. Make time for the people that you love. Again, I think it's so easy throughout the hustle and bustle of school and work to sometimes neglect taking that time. But honestly, at the end of the day, in spite of all these other obligations, I feel like one of the most valuable parts of life, if not the most valuable aspect of life, are those true, genuine connections that you make with other people. Just like laughing for hours with your friends, being there for your friends. Friendships and connections with other people really are what will get you through like the hardest points in life. And that impact that you make on other people and that they make on you is really one of the most important things at the end of the day. Next is to stay soft and stay open even when life seems unfair or confusing. There were so many points this year where I honestly felt so confused. Literally this time last year, I had no idea where I was going to college. I had no idea even necessarily exactly where I wanted to be, what I wanted to be doing, where I could get in. And there were times when I felt really discouraged throughout the college process, throughout other things I was going through. And then life can come around and it can surprise you. It can give you things that you never expected. I did not necessarily expect that I would get into Cal, that things were gonna work out, and they did, which is really beautiful and really cool. I think this year has just taught me that things do get better and that life can truly surprise you. So just try not to let life and all of its confusion harden you too much. Stay soft, stay open, because you truly never know what amazing things will be around the corner. The next thing I've learned this year is to stay grateful. My high school advisor once shared this quote about gratefulness with me, and I wish I could remember what it was, but it has something to do with the fact that you're never going to feel like you're lacking if you take a second to remember what you're grateful for. Like I said a million times, it's so easy to get so bogged down by the stress of life and the stress of different obligations. It's really easy to think about what you don't have. It is so important in the face of that to focus on what you do have. I'm so grateful for my mom, for my friends, for my school, and remembering those things really keeps me grounded in spite of all these different stresses that I may have. And it honestly makes them seem way more minuscule. You know, just remember what you're thankful for. Those are the things that are most valuable and worth focusing on. And the final thing that I've learned this year is to remember that this life is all yours. I took an existentialism class in my last trimester of my senior year of high school. One of the things that we talked about a lot was this concept of bad faith, which, according to the dictionary, is characterized as a refusal to confront facts or choices. Basically, we talked about it in the context of sort of refusing to take responsibility for the fact that you have the power to decide what you do in this life and who you surround yourself with. You have the power to choose how you live. I think learning that concept helped me switch from the girl who constantly does every single reading to the girl who decides that she values school, but it's okay if she skips a reading. You know, just little choices like that that color your entire life. I'm really trying to take sole responsibility for my choices and really just think about how I want to live, how I want to work to better this world, how I want to work to take care of myself, all of it. So remember that this life is yours and you have the power to decide how you want to live it. And that's a really empowering and a really cool thing. So those are all of the things that I learned in 2017. My camera stopped recording and I definitely just moved the camera again when I tried to turn it back on. But you know what? We are continuing regardless. Anyways, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It definitely was a little bit different than some of the content that I've filmed before, but I would love to do more kind of personal videos like this. I just think that this stuff is really important and I really do want my channel to be a place that feels real to you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know if you did. And I hope that you have an amazing 2018. 2017 was crazy, but I do genuinely feel like after all of that, everyone is ready for a bomb 2018. So happy new year. Have an excellent day and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye guys.